a really exciting announcement today, and yes, it is relevant to the pumpkin pie that I know you want to see because you guys have been requesting it like crazy and you're gonna see it ASAP. But first, I have a new ebook! Yay! Ho Ho Healthy, a Mind Over Munch Christmas is the project I have been working on for the past few months, and I am so excited to share it with you now. I've been posting sneak peeks to Instagram and Snapchat. I've pretty much been eating pumpkin pie and gingerbread cookies since July. But I'm stoked that it's done. It's ready for you right now at mindovermunch.com/ebooks. It is over 30 classic Christmas dessert recipes that have been healthified. They are all gluten-free, they all have the macros, and all the grams are included. I even asked you guys on Instagram like 6 months ago what your favorite holiday treats were, and you guys gave me so many great ideas that I did include in the ebook. It's only $9.99. There are package deals available, and for the next 24 hours, if you use the code HOHOYouTube, you guys can get 10% off this ebook or any of the package deals of your choice. You guys are actually getting 2 recipes from my brand new ebook today because I am sharing the pie filling and the pie crust. It is a lower fat pie crust. Thumbs up if you're stoked about it. I thought that this was the perfect recipe to share from this ebook because Thanksgiving is just around the corner and pumpkin pie is my favorite Thanksgiving dessert. And I want to know, what's your favorite Thanksgiving recipe? Comment below and let me know because we have some great Thanksgiving episodes coming up. Also keep in mind that you can use this lighter filling with any pie crust recipe you want. So you don't have to use this crust. You can, it's lower fat, but you don't have to. For the crust, you will need oat flour, coconut oil, and solid form, or you could sub butter. We are also lightening up the fat by using some applesauce instead of additional oil or butter. Cornstarch, which is optional, but it'll help the crust be a little bit flakier since there's no butter. Sweetener, salt, and cold water. Add all of your ingredients except for the water into your food processor and pulse until you start to get a nice crumbly dough consistency. Now if it seems like it needs a little bit more liquid to hold together, go ahead and add in that water and continue to run the processor until you get a dough ball. Remove and press into your pie dish. Now we want to press this in as evenly as possible. We don't want it to be too thick or too thin in certain areas, so spend some time with it. Keep a knife handy in case the edges start to come over the side. You can chop them off and put them back in wherever it seems bare. Once your crust is evenly flattened, use a fork to poke some holes into the bottom. That's going to keep it from bubbling in the oven. Now this pie crust can be used for pretty much any pie recipe you want. You don't have to just use it with this pumpkin pie filling. But for custard-based pies like this one, because the liquid can tend to seep into the crust, you may want to blind bake it. I have made this exact pumpkin pie with both blind baking the crust and not, and it turns out okay. I don't really think it makes it too, soggy or anything, but if you do choose to take that extra step and blind bake, here's how you do it. Pretty much, you're going to be baking the pie alone with no filling. Lay a piece of parchment paper inside of the pie and you are going to fill that with some dried beans, or rice will also work. You do not want these to be cooked beans. They have to be dried, have not been rehydrated yet. The beans are not going to cook. What they're really doing is weighing the pie down so that it doesn't poof up when it's cooking. If you have pie weights, those will work just as well. Transfer your crust to the oven preheated to 375 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 to 15 minutes. You don't need it to be completely cooked through or hardened, you just want it to not look raw. It is going to continue to cook once we add the filling and return it to the oven. So while that's cooling, let's make the filling. For the filling, you will need canned pumpkin. Remember, it is not canned pumpkin pie mix. They are very different. The mix has a lot of sugar already added to it. Eggs, almond milk or milk of choice, sweetener, coconut or brown sugar, or you could sub extra sweetener of your choice, cinnamon, pumpkin pie spice, or you could sub allspice, nutmeg, and cloves, and vanilla extract. Simply add all of your ingredients to a blender or food processor and let it blend. Boom! Easy! Can I get a thumbs up for how easy that is? What did it take? 3 seconds? Once the crust is cooled a bit, you can go ahead and pour that filling into the crust, spreading it out evenly. I'm And remember, you can use any pie crust you want with this recipe. So if grandma has the most delicious flaky pie crust that you love, go ahead and use it. You're still lightening up the pie significantly with this filling recipe. Or if you're in a time crunch and you want to use a store-bought pie, go ahead and use it. They really aren't as terrible for you as people think. Bake in an oven preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 50 to 55 minutes until the outside is set. The inside jiggles just a bit as it will continue to cook once it is removed. Remove and allow to cool completely before devouring. I also recommend refrigerating it so you can enjoy a nice chilled pumpkin pie. I also like to add a little bit of whipped cream to the top of my pumpkin pie, and remember my coconut whipped cream is also available for a cleaner option. Also, I don't know if you will have any left after serving this to your guests at Thanksgiving, but good news, if you do have leftovers, this pie tends to get better the next day after sitting overnight. Don't be disappointed in the leftovers. Trust me, I've eaten about 7 of these pies by now. Because the macros are so awesome, let's talk about them for a second. A traditional slice of pumpkin pie can be anywhere from 400 to 500 calories per slice. It can also rack up 15 to 20 grams of fat and 50 grams of carbs, 25 of which are sugar. If you use my lower fat pie crust and filling, a slice is only 123 calories. It is also 7 grams of fat, 11 grams of carbs, and 3 grams of protein. The main reason we are able to get those amazing macros is that this recipe does not require any evaporated or sweetened condensed milk, which is pretty cool. The filling alone for this recipe is only 38 calories per serving, 1 gram of fat, 5 grams of carbs, 2 grams of protein. So again, the macros for the full slice will of course depend on the crust that you choose, but the point is that the filling is lightened up so much that even if you want to indulge in that extra flaky buttery crust, you're still lightening it up a whole lot. I hope that you guys enjoyed these recipes, and I hope that you will check out this brand new ebook along with my others. I know some of you guys already know this, but some of you do not. My real job is a graphic designer, so I really love these ebooks because it allows me to bring my passions of design and teaching and health and food all together, and I get to share it with you. It also helps to support me and the channel because let me tell ya, whoever said it's easy to make a living on YouTube must have already been rich. So if you are interested in these recipes, don't forget to check out the new ebook at mindovermunch.com/ebooks. I also have a Thanksgiving ebook if you're looking to lighten up the meal. I will see you guys on Thursday for a brand new episode. I hope you have an amazing week, and remember, it's all a matter of mind over munch. It is over 30 classic, I even asked you guys on Instagram what your favorite, and then return them. A traditional slice of pumpkin pie